Hey, welcome back everyone to another episode of EpochMatt Plays The Binding of Isaac Afterbirth Plus, where we have -5 wins in a row. We've been terrible lately, but, well, we had Eden's Blessing last run, so we have Booger Tears, and we have the Sad Onion, and the D12, which, only 1.5 Spirit Hearts now. We had two. Alright, we'll try it. Yeah. Not been playing well lately on the recordings. However, when I did stream, I've done a couple streams lately and won every single run on the stream. I have a separate save file that I use for the streams, and I'm on an 8 streak right now. What we do play is Isaac on the streams versus Eden. It's a little bit different, a little bit easier. Isaac's an easier character to play as because the D6 is just too powerful. Okay, let's grab that before we die. We got Dead Sea Scrolls, shoot to whoop. Alright. I guess I'm gonna keep popping Dead Sea Scrolls in hopes we get Book of Revelations, Satanic Bible. Hopefully not Kamikaze, but I'm sure it'll happen at some point. But I mean, last run we started with Brimstone and we lost. Because I went to Hush, which I shouldn't have done. I'm pretty sure I even talked about it. I was like, yeah, we probably shouldn't do this because we don't have a good build for it. And I went anyway, and we lost. Shoot to whoop again, but I got hit. Alright. So, it's a new day, and we're going to turn things around. Hopefully. We have a good start here, I'd say. I mean, having a 7 starting tier rate is great. We have above average damage. I didn't think that would be able to get me. So let's be more careful. I'm going to go ahead and check out the shop just in case it has the... Yeah, this shop. This shop is the one I'm looking for. We got 2 lucky pennies and a sack right off the bat. Even though we don't have enough money to buy anything and we won't see the treasure box again, we got 2 luck upgrades, which is fantastic. Didn't get both of them? Come on, guy. Well, nothing else to do there. Let's go on to the boss and finish this floor off. So yeah, Dead Sea Scrolls, you know, we had the Metronome a couple runs ago, and they're similar items. However, Dead Sea Scrolls just gives the effect of random active items, spacebar items, whatever you want to call them, left trigger items. What do we got? Hey, Bob's right head. It worked. It worked out for us. The problem is Kamikaze. That's really the only problem with Dead Sea Scrolls, I think. It pops Kamikaze and you take a red full heart of damage and there's nothing you can do about it. Probably should have gone back to the shop to buy the Spirit Heart. Well, I mean, I don't know. Then we wouldn't have had an arcade chance on this floor. Come on. There we go. Oh, Pin, you got me. Out of all the bosses. Okay. Book of Shadows. One thing I gotta do is pay attention to my character sprite whenever I use Dead Sea Scrolls, because otherwise I won't even know what's going on. Can't go to the curse room now. Maybe we have a secret room here. We can get into the curse room. Nope. Monstrous Tooth. Not good enough. That's good enough. And we got a crawl space. Yeah. I get my bean items confused. The Linger Bean and the Kidney Bean. This one is the passive, so it's okay. The other one's an active item and you don't really want it. I don't really want it. Maybe you want it. You know, who am I to judge? The other one gets the pheromones effect every 2 rooms. This one, I don't even know what this one does, really. Oh my god. Pay attention, pay attention. Spirit Heart, please. Thank you. Wish I could buy... Well, we can buy those. We can afford to blow up our donation machine. We're at least gonna buy... There's options. That was kind of a dumb play. But we got golden bomb, so it doesn't matter. We can just keep trashing our machine. Early there's options. That'll be great. Get options on every... 2 options on every boss fight for items. $20 though, one of the best items in the game. Just straight doubles your damage, period. No tier delay, nothing like that. Right, we got Mom's bottle of pills from Dead Sea Scrolls. It's all gonna be well and good until it pops kamikaze on me when I don't want it to. I mean, I never wanted to, but it'll probably be an inconvenient time. Tears down. Ugh. I mean, I guess there's never a convenient time to lose health. I'm gonna have to go all the way back for that curse room. I just don't want to lose too much health early. Alright, consumables off to a good start for 2 floors. I'm in pretty good shape here. Unfortunately, we don't have enough health to take a 3-heart deal unless it gives us health back. Now we do. It's kind of a shame though. I want to take Jesus Juice, but I think we have to take the health in order to take a deal. And we'll take Gimpy. Good enough. I'm gonna backtrack all the way to the curse room. I didn't want to go earlier because of health concerns. Just hoping we'd have a shortcut through a secret room, but I guess not. Don't know where the secret room is, though. We'll just check a couple walls along the way. Interesting. Could be here. Really? Doing me dirty, game. Doing me dirty. Does Ace of Hearts have the potential of getting Spirit Hearts? Was my question that I just answered myself. Well, we can still check for a secret room. We checked there. It could be here. No, we already checked here. Check there. Here? Second secret room? Wow. These rooms are hiding very well. Okay, there's one of them. Second secret room. I don't know where the regular secret room could have been. I don't know. Maybe I just completely overlooked something. Which is very possible. I tend to find that while I enjoy doing Isaac with commentary, my gameplay is below average for me. And I tend to overlook things. Yeah. 2020 makes this a little easier because we can shoot these poops faster. Ooh, we made it. Chariot? Power pill? Game kid? Game kid? Game kid? Yes, please. So trying to get this recording in before I have to go to work. Part of my 5 days in a row. I mean, my work days I just don't really have time to do anything else. You know, like today I'm working 11:30 to 8 p.m. And I don't get up that early in the morning. I got up early specifically just for recording. But I'm a night owl. Like I always stay up till 2 a.m. or later. 2 to 4, sometime between 2 and 4 is when I typically go to bed. So if I have to work at 11, I'll be waking up, you know, with just enough time to shower and get ready for the day. So I had to set an alarm and get up early so I could stay on top of the recordings and make sure I got something every day for you guys. Because that is my commitment to you and to myself. But yeah, when I have these midday shifts, it's just almost impossible to get anything productive done. Because after work, you know, I'm hanging out with the girlfriend, you know, doing the normal stuff. And yeah, and then some days I'm working 2 to close. 2 to close, you know, 2 to 11 p.m. 2 p.m. to 11 p.m. I can usually get up early enough that I can get like a couple videos done or something like that. And when I work the morning shift, 5 a.m. to 2, I usually need a little nap after work because that's way too early in the morning. But I usually can get stuff done after that. But yeah, I always stayed up late ever since high school, I think. Ever since I got a TV in my room, which was a terrible idea for a high school student. Had my own TV, and why did I reroll? Well, I really just wanted to blow up the shopkeeper. But yeah, I had a TV in my room and started watching Star Trek: The Next Generation every single night, and it came on either 10 p.m. or 11 p.m. But I wouldn't go to sleep until that was over. I usually watched that and then, you know, fell asleep during whatever show was following that, whether it be Xeno Warrior Princess or Jack of All Trades or some other great shows of the era. But yeah, and then, you know, as time went on, that time just started getting later. And I don't know, I like it because, you know, after midnight, 1 a.m., you know, the world just kind of stops. And you just, I don't know, you just have your own time to do your own thing, and don't have to worry about anyone or anything. It's just kind of quiet time, you know? Time to yourself. And I enjoy it. But it is problematic for, you know, jobs where you have to be up at 5 a.m. When I have to be at work at 5, I usually go to bed at like 2 and wake up at 4 and get 2 hours of sleep. So yeah, I usually need a little nap after work. Maybe not the healthiest lifestyle, but you know, Star Trek: The Next Generation, quality program. Its lessons still hold up today. They teach classes on it. We will take Judas the Shadow. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to transform ourselves right away. But as we go throughout this floor, we will attempt to leave health on the ground. I was hoping we had a donation machine that we could kill ourselves on. Yeah, Star Trek: The Next Generation, though, has a lot of good lessons in it, you know? And it teaches you to be a better person. If you follow the lessons. And it's not that it's like cheesy like after school program. Well, I mean, some episodes are. You got to get through the first 2 seasons because the first 2 seasons are the worst. But after that, you know, it has some good stuff, you know. There's quality episodes like Darmok and The Inner Light and The Measure of a Man. Check those episodes out. They're all on Netflix, I believe. And though I grew up with Next Generation and it has a special place in my heart, I think Deep Space Nine is actually the better series. I don't know, I like TV shows with arcing storylines. So, and I guess that started with Lost. Really? Lost? Well, we'll get into Lost in a second. But Deep Space Nine is definitely the best Trek series, in my opinion. You know, it has a huge war, large space battles, and a very tense, you know, political and, I don't know. It has great characters, and the story arcs. The story arcs are just great. I don't know how to describe it. Just watch it. It's on Netflix. But like Next Generation, you have to get through the first couple seasons before you actually connect with the characters, and they've gotten their problems ironed out, and it actually becomes, you know, a quality show. I'm gonna leave the Spirit Heart because we are still planning on killing ourselves somehow. Perfect. Thank you, Gimpy. We'll just go ahead and bomb ourselves one more time. Pick up these couple Spirit Hearts. And we are Dark Judas. I'm actually going to hold on to Tears Down. Silver Dollar shops in the womb, I believe. Okay. Well, we'll take the puberty so we can get 3 puberty pills. Gives you the adult transformation now, and just gives you a additional heart container. I don't know why I used 2 hearts. For some reason I thought I had Ace of Hearts, not 2 hearts. I was just like gonna use it, see if I could switch those into Spirit Hearts. But it didn't work because it's the wrong item. Yeah, I'll bomb you a sticky nickel. Some of the greed unlocks are like, why even bother? The Keeper unlocks. The Keeper, getting unlocks from the Keeper just makes your game worse. You have sticky nickels. And, well, maybe that's the only one that makes it worse. What's the other one? Oh, maybe it's not Keeper related, but the half Spirit Hearts? Half Spirit Hearts are an unlock. Why? I mean, I guess it's a punishment unlock because you get it from restarting your run so many times. But if you want 1,000,000%, you have to unlock something that makes your game objectively worse. Why would you do that? Well, we got our item room and shop, so hopefully this is the way to the boss. But yeah, the Lost, what the TV show Lost started was the need to watch an episode when it aired, because the next day at work or school or wherever, and all over the internet, people are going to be talking about it. And if you haven't seen it, you're going to get spoiled. And he didn't want to be spoiled because the mystery was most of its allure, you know? I mean, the first episode of Lost, I think, is one of the greatest episodes of television. Now, unfortunately, the same can't be said about the rest of the series, but I think you owe it to yourself just to watch the first episode. Temperance. I don't have a bomb to blow that up. Maybe I have a kamikaze. I don't know what I have. All right. But yeah, you had to, you know, I stuck it out through every season of Lost because once you got so invested into it, you couldn't not watch it anymore. But that started me on the path of having to watch, I'm worried about HP, having to watch every episode as soon as it aired. Because you can't like look at the internet the next day until you've seen it. You can't go to work. You can't have conversations with your coworkers because that's all they'll talk about, and you'll spoil it. Of course, I work shows where, you know, there's mystery or big things happen. So now, you know, Game of Thrones, Walking Dead, you have to watch it the night it airs because, you know, people die and big things happen. You can't just watch it at your leisure. And then there's, you know, the trolls that intentionally go to just random message boards, YouTube comments, and other places and just like to spoil it. And it's got to the point now where you can even go to the front page of CNN and it'll be like, oh, which Game of Thrones characters died last night on a news article. Like, first of all, why is that headline news? But second of all, it's like, why are you spoiling the show for everyone who hasn't seen it yet? Especially in the age of DVR. Like, people aren't watching stuff right away. I'm watching it right away, but I don't know. And then there's the people who wait for a show to do its entire run or an entire season before they start watching it on Netflix or wherever, their medium of choice. It's like, well, half the great thing about these shows is the community and discussion and everything around it. So if you're not watching the show, you can't talk with your coworkers, you can't build those bonds, you can't share your experiences. You know, people have strong reactions to, come on, you know, strong reactions to what happened in the latest episode. And you can't watch season 1 of Game of Thrones, you know, in 2017 and go to your friends and be like, oh my gosh, did you see Ned Stark got his head cut off last night? And you're like, dude, that happened like 7 years ago. Like, where have you been, man? It's like so much more has happened since then. Have you seen the Red Wedding? Let's be behind the times. And you're just like, okay, well, I guess I can't talk Game of Thrones with these people anymore because they know way more than I do. You know, Game of Thrones has gotten to the point where it's past the author on the books because he's dragging his heels a little bit, and it's a blessing and a curse. So actually, I got into Game of Thrones from the TV show. I watched the first season. I said, man, this stuff is really great, and so I bought the books, read the first book. The first book is almost like word for word the first series of the TV show. Sure, they cut stuff down for time and whatnot, and there's some minor changes that, of course, hardcore fans get upset about. But, like, storyline, it is the first book. And a lot of the dialogue even just ripped straight from the book. That changed in later seasons, especially with characters being eliminated and whatnot, because there's too many characters in the book to put in the show. And so the subsequent seasons, you know, I read all the books as quick as I could and knew everything that was going on. And then when the subsequent seasons came out, like, you knew what was going to happen already, for the most part. You know, again, they made some changes, and that was a big discussion amongst people who had read the books. Was, oh, they made this change, and how do you feel about that, and that kind of thing. But now it was kind of cool, because when you're watching the TV show, it was like you were seeing the stuff you already read come to life, and you know, seeing how it matched with the picture in your head or gave you a greater understanding of certain events and that kind of thing. And then, you know, it was interesting to see the changes they made. And, you know, there's some changes they made to the show, like in season 1, that have ramifications in season 7, because those characters might still be alive in the books or might have a role to play. And so it's interesting to see how the show has to work that out. But now, I have no idea what's going to happen in the show. Of course, we have speculations and theories, and, you know, you can see the spy shots, and I mean, there's fan theories everywhere. The books, George R.R. Martin, the author, has a ton of foreshadowing in the books. And now that 5 books have gone past and 6 seasons of television, you can see what has come to pass, and you can look back in the books and see where he foreshadowed it. So it gives people a greater understanding of how he foreshadows things, and has created a lot more predictions for the future. We'll just ace of spades. That tears down pill. And we'll get PhD in this shop, I'm sure. So, like, you can have a educated guess, a hypothesis of what's going to happen in the upcoming season, but you don't know for sure. And it's nice to be surprised in the story now. And it's nice to be able to get continuation of the book story that you've read that probably won't be completed for another decade, maybe. People worry about George R.R. Martin's health because he is not the trimmest man in the world. getting up there in age. And the time between books has just been quite lengthy. It gets bigger in between every book, and part of it is because the story is so complicated. And he has to work out how to solve a lot of the situations he's created. And make sure everything's consistent. He actually has a small team of people that helps him with that now. Make sure he has consistency amongst the novels. And that he's not creating, what's the word I'm looking for? When two things... I think Ludo's bad for our run when we have double shot. What's the word? Contradictions. Contradictions. Not creating contradictions. But yeah, each book takes longer and longer. Years and years and years. And... well... take this. Take this. And it works out perfectly. Alright. This is a one run. Double shot, Guppy, Judas, Shadow. I mean, we only have 7 damage, but that's all we need right now. As soon as I say one run, I immediately take damage, so... considering my history in the last few runs, we know how this is probably gonna go. But if you haven't watched Game of Thrones, I do recommend it. It does have mature content, so if you aren't of age, ask your parents. Or don't. You know if you're old enough to handle that stuff. Probably actually a bad move. We'll hold on to Bombs of Key in case we need more keys. We don't really need either one. But what I recommend is if you are gonna play the Game of Thrones, you're going to win or you're gonna die. What am I doing? I want the Emperor, High Priestess, High Priestess. Okay, I guess we're taking High Priestess. What I do recommend if you're starting Game of Thrones is to get like a season 1 like primer character primer image up that shows what the different characters look like and how they are related to each other. That's what I did. I paused the show like every 10 minutes to see who someone was and figure out their name and like who they were. Because sometimes it takes people 2 seasons to figure out the difference between Robb Stark and Theon Greyjoy, and they are very different characters. So if you're gonna dive in there, definitely do that. You know, you're probably gonna, yeah, it's unfortunate. It probably will spoil you because most of the character trees now are updated with like having people X'd out because they died and whatnot. But when season 1 was out, there was a great one that just kind of it was just an introduction, and maybe you have to search specifically for one that's just non-spoiler character introduction tree or something. Search for something like that, and then keep it up on your monitor or your phone or whatever while you watch the first episode and first season, and reference it a lot. They say, why does George R.R. Martin not use Twitter? He said because he can't use only 160 characters. Come on, guys. They're not going to pop up because of the booger tears. We're going to have to get out of here. It's a good joke. The joke is that he has way too many characters. If you're in the bookstore, even if you don't like Game of Thrones, if you're in the bookstore, go pick up one of the books and look at the appendix in the back and see just how many characters there are listed, because it does list all the characters in the back and their houses and how they're related and blah, 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 blah. And it's crazy. I'm going to take this just to get rid of our red heart. I don't really care for the item that much. We have mapping, so we know we need to go to the bottom left or middle left. And go down. Probably use the Emperor card on the Cathedral. And then have fun in the chest getting super powerful. Nice to have a winning run. After all the runs. I mean, I thought the last one was a win when we started with Brimstone. I don't think we really got any damage upgrades that run, which was part of the problem. The other part of the problem was just me, I guess. How do you lose with Brimstone? Maybe it was just having a bad couple days of Isaac. Recording wise, like I said, when I streamed, everything was great. Everything came up roses. What cards we got? Another Emperor. Forgot to pop my eyes. I can see forever. 2 Emperor cards. Alright, well, I might as well just skip a room. Yes, mother. We could do Hush. I mean, kind of revenge from the last run, I suppose. Since he took us out last run when we had Brimstone. Make better choices this time. Yeah. And a Tinted Rock. What do we got over here? Shears would be great for Hush. Popula Duplex. Doesn't actually do much for us. That's moving box, not buddy in a box. This is I can see forever. There's no secret rooms on this floor, right? I don't think there are. We're gonna take Pinking Shears into the Hush fight. Nothing of value here. And a couple pills. Hey. Alright. We're ready for you, Hush. Hushy wushy. Thanks, Infamy. I mean, our damage still isn't great. We got the Pinking Shears, if it'll... There we go. We got Pinking Shears, we got Guppy Flies, we got Jacob's Ladder, Booger Tears. I think we got enough extra stuff. Stay close to him so Shears will aggro. Yeah, we're making fairly quick work of him. And we have Polaroid Invincibility, which I don't recall if we had Polaroid Invincibility last time. I like how we got the Jacob's Ladder effect on the Booger Tears. Don't go after the flies, Pinking Shears. Go after Hush. Thank you. Are you in there? Can't see him. No, he's following us. Are those Booger Tears ever gonna go away? Go away, nubbins. Alright. I can't see Pinking Shears. There he is. Did we miss the continuum phase? Did we just skip right over that? Oh, here it is. Not much longer now. Alright. Revenge complete. I want to go to the chest, though. This is a fun run, and I want to make it more powerful. And after the chest, if we get a portal, we'll go to the void. We will just skip the cathedral. Isaac should go down quick. Pretty powerful run for 7 damage. I mean, I guess technically it's like 14 damage because we have 20/20. I mean, we can't reroll, so we might as well take all these. I don't think tractor beam is actually that great. Well, we don't want those either. Tractor beam just kind of throws me off sometimes because I don't know. I don't expect the tiers to, because like when you shoot a tier and then move it, it moves the tier, it teleports the tier to the other side of the screen. It's like sometimes you feel like you've shot all the tiers you need to shoot, so you start shooting another direction, but then the tiers that you are already waiting to hit the enemy don't make it there. I don't want to use the Emperor card because I want to get more stuff. More damage, more damage. Can't have too much damage. Hell, one of the runs on stream, we had over 300 damage. 300! We had like Dark Judas. We had damage multiplier in Magic Mush or Cricket's Head. And we had Polyphemus and Proptosis, I believe. It was crazy. I mean, you can check out the archive if you like. It was a lot of fun. And I hope next time you guys can join me there. This is a good time. I like having people to talk to. Well, we didn't really get much here on the chest. So we'll see if we'll go into the void. No void! Well, sorry about that, guys. Alright. Thanks for sticking around in the video. Make sure you like and subscribe. Smash that like button. If you want to continue seeing these views. Turn on your notifications so you can see them every day. Thanks for sticking around at the end. We'll see you next time.